And we're back. Hey guys, Hey Jesse, how you doing?
Tired,
Yeah,
but doing good.
yeah. Some background on what we've been doing. We both ate at this new place in town that has these really good burritos, but we are kind of just both a little worn out. We kind of carb overloaded on our
Yeah,
side.
I think.
Oh, by the way, I'm Truman,
And I'm Jesse.
and this is Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
Yep.
This episode we watched episodes 9 and 10, which were the episodes that we watched today. Sorry, I didn't have the names pulled up.
So like the Boss Rabbit's magic. Or...
Boss Rabbit's Magic Touch and the Dragon Balls are stolen. A little bit of trivia on both of them. Most of the trivia for this episode came from episode 9. We had Toriyama motors instead of Toyota motors in the background. That's another one of those Toriyama Easter eggs. I had to rewind it so Jesse could see it.
Yeah, I missed it the first time. I was paying attention to them beating Goku. I think it was like beating Goku up.
Yeah, they were beating Goku up and he didn't see it.
Oh no! I think they were actually helping the Boss Rabbit after Goku.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe it was.
So
They showed it a couple of times. And then the second one was Goku saying he hates carrots. For you guys at home who've watched Dragon Ball, you know why that's a funny little trivia thing to put there. Jesse, from his reaction, doesn't look like he knows.
No idea.
Yeah, but
I didn't even pay that much attention to that line.
And then the only piece of trivia I have from the 10th episode is that there was a scene apparently where Shu was like looking around the car, and at the background Goku didn't have his tail for like one little bit of the scene. That's the only trivia we had on episode 10. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so now we'll jump into the recap. These were pretty fun 2 episodes, I would say initially.
Yeah, they're good episodes. I mean, they're entertaining for the value.
Yeah, and so then our little recap is in episode 9, Boss Rabbit's Magic Touch. You had Goku, Bulma, and Oolong, Bob being followed by Yamcha and Puar, pull into a new town. Bulma's scaring everybody because she's wearing the bunny outfit still.
Still in the bunny suit.
Yeah, still in the bunny suit, and she's walking around getting everything she needs. They run into a couple of hooligans who are also wearing bunny ears that worked for Boss Rabbit. And then they are Master Carrot, something like that. And come to find out, he has the ability to touch you and turn you into a carrot. And then if he claps twice, you're uncarroted. And so that's why he's got this whole city on lockdown, is because like nobody wants to cross him because they don't want to have any problems with turning into a carrot. But Goku's able to beat them up, and then with Yamcha and Puar's help, be able to save Bulma after she gets turned into a carrot, and save the day and save this town from them. And then at the end of the episode, Goku drops them all on the moon, which is just crazy.
Which it's insane. We'll get into that. I have some funny thoughts about that.
Yeah, and then the next episode, it's basically just a travel episode. They're all traveling to try to go to, like, the crew are 3 plus our 2 behind them.
Yeah, the 2 that are still somehow unknown.
Even though they've shown up in 3 episodes, are in the on the road there.
Yeah, especially like after last episode. How do you not know they're behind you?
Exactly, but they don't know. And so they're traveling to Pilaf's place because he has the last Dragon Ball. But unbeknownst to them, Pilaf also has built a dragon radar. And there's some silliness with that, but he finds out that they're coming through. They get ambushed. They get their Dragon Balls stolen, all except for Goku's Dragon Ball because he has his always on his hip. But they steal the other 5 remaining Dragon Balls. So now Pilaf has 6, and our crew has 1. And so Goku has some shenanigans trying to catch them, but then eventually they reach his castle, and they run into a few traps, and then at the end of the episode they are trapped behind a wall, and that's kind of where we're at now. And that's what you missed on Dragon Ball. I'll let you get some first thoughts in.
First thoughts, 2 good episodes. They're definitely not the best episodes we've watched. I mean, as far as content goes and like likability for me, they're not my 2 favorite episodes, but they're not bad episodes. They're still good episodes. Like that's the one thing I have to give like as credit to the show is there's really not been an episode I could look at and be like, that sucked.
Yeah,
well,
for
that
sure.
was pointless. Why wasn't it?
I think episode 9, like Boss Rabbits, was the most filler episode we've had so far.
But it still like did have tiny tidbits where you learn things.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like there are still things that you feel like, obviously with the carrot, him saying I hate carrots.
Yeah, even though
like
you
that's
don't know
that's a
what
big
that
call.
means.
That's obviously a callback, or going to end up being a foreshadowing.
Yeah,
which is cool.
we'll get there eventually, but yeah,
Probably in like 50 episodes.
probably in like 150 episodes.
Yeah, probably in not this series, but the next one.
But
probably in a few years. Well, by the time we get there, I'm gonna forget it happened.
yeah, but I would say these 2 episodes weren't bad by any means, but I definitely, like, when I was thinking about these episodes, I forgot the Boss Rabbit episode completely happened, because it is
just
the
wiped
most.
it from your mind.
Well, it's just the most filler of episodes.
It's the first real filler episode.
Yeah. It's not bad filler. It's not like they stop and go to have a beach volleyball tournament or something.
Just so then everyone's in like scantily clad clothes and stuff. Yeah.
It's just a filler episode. It helps progress it a little bit because
It
shows, hey,
you
you had to get gas, like cars need gas in the Dragon Ball universe, unlike the Fast and the Furious universe. So
call out.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get mad about that.
Yeah, but cars need gas, and so like they have to stop and get gas, and they end up fighting against a bad guy who turns out to be a bunny rabbit,
which is really funny.
Yeah. Going to my notes, the first thing I wrote down was that Yamcha's still simping out there, being like, she has such a pretty voice. I mean, pretty face. I mean, what? I don't know why I said pretty.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second thing I wrote down. The first thing I wrote down immediately was like, still in the bunny suit. Still there. Which she does remedy about, 8 minutes into the episode? Like a few minutes into the episode?
It's about the time they reach the city. She kind of finds a new outfit.
Yeah, she gets to the city where she's scaring everyone because she's dressed like a bunny, which is what the bad guys are dressed like.
To this city.
Yeah. The people, so the villains of this particular city are dressed like.
And she's so conceited. She's like, it's just because they don't have any pretty girls in this.
Yeah, I'm just like, they're not used to seeing a pretty woman.
And it's like,
which,
no,
to be fair,
terrified.
Probably is a little bit of the scantily clad stuff too, because everyone, it's just based off of.
This is a stereotype city.
Islamic.
It's like an Islamic city.
Yeah, it's a Middle Eastern type city. So that is probably a little bit of it, but it's the bunny ears. It's mostly the bunny ears.
Yeah. I wrote down Goku is funny when they start getting hounded by the 2 guards, because there are 2 bunny guards that are
goons,
goons,
as they're called,
that are hassling the town, and they're gonna shoot Bulma, and she's like, Goku, take care of him. He's like, okay.
He's eating a hamburger.
He just he sits there and finishes his hamburger first, and
while they're insulting them, and like everyone's just like, what's this dude gonna do?
Yeah.
While he's just like kind of like, I think does he lick his fingers? I feel like I might be making that.
No, he smacks his belly.
He smacks his belly.
That's that hit the spot.
And then he just beats the crap out of them.
Absolutely washes them.
I mean, he mops the floor with those guys. It is insane.
I also wrote down that she looked giant, just a random tidbit of like editing. When she walked out of that Dynacap thing, she looked like she was the size of the building.
Yeah.
Like the depth perception, the framing, something was off there. Cause she was like the size of the freaking building.
Nothing necessarily wrong with it, but it is one of those things. Like, I kind of I noticed that. I didn't write it down, but I did notice the like little funny, I guess, perspective there in that shot.
Yeah. But immediately when she goes into the clothing store, she's back to normal size. Yeah. So it's not like the end of the world. It was just like a one-time thing.
Which, by the way, honestly, she's rocking the new clothes.
Yeah, I like it. The parachute pants, like the Aladdin pants.
I think she comments like, it's not my style, but it'll work.
It works for sure.
It's better than a bunny suit.
Yeah, much better than a bunny suit.
I'll take that.
She's much better dressed than like a Playboy bunny outfit.
For, as what we are saying, is
a minor.
Is an underage lady.
I also thought it was funny when she walks up and the bunnies are harassing her, and they're like, "How about you come with the real man?" And she's like, "Why? Have you seen him?"
Yeah, have you seen
savage, him? Absolute savage.
But I mean, there are some funny there are moments where like you sit and laugh just because of like just how well the writing is in this show.
Yeah.
Like there are moments where like the humor is literally just a oolong getting diarrhea.
But then there's other times where it's like
It's a quick
writing
one-off,
good
but if
jokes.
you're not paying attention, it just goes right over your head.
Yeah.
You have to kind of think sometimes about some of the humor, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I like the whole "you look like a reject from an Easter parade." Oolong throws out like
Oolong's got some good ones.
Yeah, he can be a savage too.
I mean, the entire cast, like the entire ensemble of this cast, can be just absolute savages. Like, not trying to skip to episode 10, but like there's the moment where like Pilaf, like the trap doesn't work for Pilaf, and he's like, "I want to know the idiot who designed that trap," and Mai's like, "It was you, sir."
And he's like, "Oh."
And then he just gets super like embarrassed and mad at himself.
Yeah. I have a few more points before we get to episode 10.
I was like break that as
that
a
was
good
a good
example.
one. But I'll give my full thoughts on episode 10 when we get there. But yeah, that was a funny one. We find out that this rabbit has the magic ability to turn people into carrots.
Which
and that
is
Yamcha
awesome.
knows too. Like,
Yeah, Yamcha, like once he saw him, he's like, "Oh, I know this dude."
I can't think of who he is. And then he's like, "Shake my hand." And he's like, "Oh no, it's that guy."
No, I have to admit that I was a bit stupid watching the show, and I'm like, "What's this? Why is he Mr. Rabbit? Like why Rabbit?" And then I forget what I said before. I'm like, is he like, was he this thing or that one? And I'm like, oh, he's a rabbit. Like I immediately answered the question. I'm like, before you even get out of the car, before you even see him, I'm like, oh, he's probably a rabbit. And it's like, yep, he's a rabbit.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. You were sitting there like, why would they have a rabbit themed bad guy?
Why rabbits? Oh, he's a rabbit. He's gonna be rabbit.
What's up with all these question mark hooligans running around Gotham City? Oh, the Riddler's back.
Yeah, it's like what is it? Like the American Dad sound going out on TikTok where it's like, apparently it's supposed to be the greatest professor in the world. It's gonna be Roger. It's Roger. That was my brain. I was like, why rabbit? Oh, he's a rabbit. He's gonna be a talking rabbit.
You gotta forget that two things exist in this world: anthropomorphic animals and magic.
And lo and behold, we got both of them.
Yeah, we got an anthropomorphic animal who knows magic.
And the magic is turning people into carrots. Well, I assume probably able to turn most things that he touches into carrots.
Well, at the end of the episode, when they're on the moon of all places, it looks like he's touching the treats to like give them carrot powers.
Yeah, so I'm assuming like he has his carrot touch.
Yeah,
it's like instead of Diary of a Kid cheese touch, he's got
carrot
touch.
I was thinking Midas golden touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. We went two completely different directions.
Different directions. But yeah, and so then the rest of the episode is just kind of like a long fight scene. Goku fights the two guys. Then the rabbit shows up and turns Bulma into a rabbit,
into
a carrot. Yeah, and then he holds Goku hostage, so the two goons start beating the crap out of him. But obviously he's not hurt too bad because as soon as they stop, he's like, "Oh wow."
The only thing I noticed when they stopped was that he had you couldn't really call it black. It was like blue. It hadn't fully started to become black.
Yeah, but he had like the starting of a black eye. And then Yamcha,
which is still kind of impressive for like what we've seen Goku take. For them to give him a black eye, they actually had to be semi-formidable.
Yeah, but he was also just totally letting.
But he was also he's letting them well.
Yeah.
But like, it's still like even when he's letting you hit him, it takes some strength to actually do some damage.
Or just like consistent power. Yeah. Consistent, like they're just hitting him in the face.
Hitting him straight in that one, like his right eye, I think is what it was.
Yeah. But yeah, then Yamcha and Puar jump in to help. Puar turns into a bird and goes and grabs the carrot.
Which, by the way, really smart plan from Yamcha.
Yeah, Yamcha was like...
Yamcha continues to be a very competent person.
Yeah.
Who just has kind of two fatal flaws, which is that he's Yamcha and he's scared of girls. Yeah. Like pretty girls in his age bracket.
Yeah. So Yamcha has this honestly brilliant plan. He's like, Puar can shapeshift. You can tell he's like ran this gambit or some sort of gambit like
they've definitely while living in the desert have been like turn into a thing and do help me do this heist.
Yeah, distract them while I do the damage. Because that's literally what happens. Is Puar turns into a bird, gets the carrot, and then Yamcha jumps down and beats up the two goons. And he's like, I can tell Goku's stronger than me. He also has a power pole. I'm gonna let Goku.
He has a thing that can hit the rabbit without having to hit the rabbit.
Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, that's what we'll do. And then yeah, like that was kind of the end of that little thing. They beat up him. They get him to turn back Bulma back into a human, which just takes 2 claps.
Yeah, it takes 2 claps, which I'm gonna feel like an idiot. Didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, he was just like, pop pop, and then she turned back.
Now that as soon as you said it, I'm like, yeah, I'm an idiot. Why did I not notice he clapped twice?
Yeah, clap on,
Like,
clap off.
Yeah.
But then then Goku ties them all up and drops them on the moon. Tells them when we make enough rabbit treats or Easter treats for the kids in the town, you can come back.
Like I love it. Like they're all scared. Like they're tied up and they're scared because like Goku starts to like put his pole into the ground. Like, please don't beat us up. Please don't do it again. He's like, I'm not gonna beat you. And then he soars up in the air. And as he's doing it, I'm sitting there asking like, where is he? What's he gonna do with it? Like, where is he going?
He's gonna throw them as far as he can. No, he's just gonna drop them on the moon. He's just gonna drop them on the moon.
Just drops them on the moon. I'm like, okay, well, yeah. And then like, what's great about this world is that you can just breathe on the moon as a regular person.
Yeah, which that might also come back way later too. Yeah. But yeah.
It's like space, I guess, isn't very threatening to most people, or like some parts of space.
Or maybe like we have a village colony on the moon because we did see rabbits up there too.
Yeah, I mean, we there are things that exist up there that are living.
So maybe in this world, super scientist was able to build a colony on the moon.
Maybe terraformed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Gave it an atmosphere.
Yeah, but with that, I think we'll move into episode 10. Episode 10, we start off, we're still traveling, but we do get a little bit of antics with the trio, where Oolong's like, I can't wait for us to wish for unlimited gold or something, and then Bulma's like, didn't I tell you I'm wishing for
a boyfriend? And Oolong flips out.
Yeah.
Justifiable crash.
Yeah, justifiably so, too.
It's like, you're going to waste our wish on, like, just getting a boyfriend?
And it's like, you do realize there are boys on this planet.
You do realize if you have money, I know it's like kind of a crappy thing to say, but if you have money, people will date you. Now, are they going to genuinely like you? Probably not. They're going to be there for the money. But if you have unlimited money, they're never going to leave you because you have unlimited money.
I mean, literally, Oolong's case in point on this. He had like 30 girls in his castle.
Purely because he was just treating them really nicely and basically being a sugar daddy.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, so yeah, this literally works in this world.
Yeah. But also he can attest to it not being really good because he's like, please take him back.
Yeah.
I don't want him anymore.
And then we jump to our B plot that ends up finally converging, which is Pilaf and Mei and Shu finally do something. But before we get to that, we get them turning on their radar and the silly slapstick
I love this. I love that moment. It was like I like saw it coming from a mile away as soon as they turned it on.
But it's still great. Literally. Okay, so if you haven't watched the episode, I'm gonna go ahead and explain this. Mei turns on. First of all, Pilaf is threatening to throw Mei into an alligator pit if she doesn't fix the dragon radar.
Basically feed her to alligators.
Yeah, and then she constantly keeps distracted and being like, "Aren't you hungry?" And he's like, "Oh yes, I am hungry. What number was I on again?" Yeah. I'm like, "You got to the count of 10. Oh, I'll start over." And then like, "Oh man, when you're taking lead like this, you're really attractive." He's like, "Oh, I am. Oh, hey, wait a minute. What number was I on again?"
I was gonna start from the exact number he was on.
Yeah, but she's eventually able to get it to turn on, and then she's reading off the directions to the nearest dragon.
Like as this is happening, Shu is running upstairs like, I want to be late for the meeting. I'm late for the meeting. And he shows up just in time for Mei to turn on the tracker, Dragon Ball tracker.
Yeah, and she's reading off like, oh, it's like 10 paces this way, and then it's 3 paces that way, and then he walks up and opens the box. They have their one Dragon Ball.
Shu is following the instructions
on the ground,
and he finds this box. He opens up the box like, "Oh, I found it!"
it's just so great.
Pilaf steals it from him like, "Great, congratulations! You found the one Dragon Ball we already had."
It's so great. It's so.
I love it so much.
Like I was cackling. We almost had to pause it because that was just so freaking funny.
It would be funny every time you watch it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a must-see part of the episode because it's just he's just walking around, and then it's just like,
I found
Oh,
it.
great! You found the one.
That we already had.
So then they are finally able to, after that little bit of funniness, they're able to set up the tracker to track down the 6 that they don't have.
Yeah.
And then they set up a pretty good plan. They sent a tracker bird out to track them.
Yeah, they had a tracker bird tracking them that comes back. They download, I think, the information off of it. Is what Mai says.
Yeah.
And then they set up a trap, which is Shu in like a mecha suit.
Yeah, and he blasts their car.
Yeah, he blows it up with a rocket.
Everyone's fine though. But
Yeah,
they
no one's dead. This is still kind of a kid's show.
Yeah, but they do leave their suitcase. Bulma leaves her suitcase with all her dino caps again,
And Dragon Ball.
and the 5 of the 6 Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
Jesse had a question during that where he's like, "Wait, aren't there 6?" And it's like, yeah, but Goku always keeps his in a bag on his person.
Yeah, which isn't pointed out like later.
Yeah.
Like in a minute later in the episode.
Yeah, they're like, "What? We only have 5. Now we're up to 6. Where's the 4-star? Oh, it's still out there."
Yeah.
But yeah, Jesse was asking me about it like while we were watching. I was like, yeah, it's because Goku doesn't give his to Bulma ever.
Yeah.
He keeps it on himself at all times.
Which
it's
is
his
going
grandpa.
to be intriguing to see when the wish comes.
Yeah.
If it ends up being because of that, Goku is the one who needs to make the wish. And if so, I can't wait to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Because he's just going to do whatever he wants to do.
Wish for an unlimited burger.
Yeah.
A burger that when you every time you take a bite, it refills.
Sounds like a Chowder episode.
Yeah. Probably. They did some messed up stuff in that show though, so
That show is very fun.
I'm pretty sure I actually got the idea from Gravity Falls. I think that's what they get the time wish for Seuss when they give Seuss the time wish. So he gets like a forever chili dog or something like.
I just remember in Chowder like there was like the unlimited soda.
Yeah.
Because they were going on like a road trip.
Yeah.
And it was like, Chowder, go to the bathroom. It's like, okay. He's like pulling it out of the car.
Yeah. The next thing I noticed was like after Shu steals the 5 Dragon Balls and flies away, they're like, Goku, go get him. And Goku has this episode was packed with laughs. Because Goku runs up on the giant mech, and Goku not knowing what things are.
Goku doesn't know technology.
Yeah.
Like that's been established since
every time a vehicle
2 minutes
shows up,
into episode 1.
yeah,
that
he's
was
like
established.
this monster, and it's like it's a car. But he walks up on the mech suit, which Shu has already left, and they're flying off on the plane.
We see them start the plane.
Yeah.
Before Goku ever makes it to the mech suit.
Yeah, the plane's
so they're long gone.
Yeah, the plane's long gone anyways.
Which is probably why he focused so much on the mech suit, because he didn't see the plane at all.
Yeah. But he sees this mech suit, and he's like, "You monster! I'm gonna defeat you!" And then it just falls over, and he's like, "Yep, it's dead."
Yeah, and he comes back and he's like, "Oh, mech's dead." And that's when Bulma starts crashing out. Like, they probably already whispered the dragon. And Goku's like, "No, I still have a Dragon Ball here." She's like, "Goku, you're amazing. You saved the day."
Yeah. Which is like, I wrote down that she's very dramatic in this episode. Because during that like sob scene, they literally even focus like a singular light on her. Like animation just turns everything dark, and it's just like a spotlight on her. She's sitting on the ground being like, "We're doomed. I'm never gonna have a boyfriend."
Understandable like crash out sadness.
Yeah.
Like if your one ability to have, like if you had the ability to make a wish, and you had it practically in your hands, and then suddenly it's gone, you too would be a little bit heartbroken about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you say you wouldn't shed at least a couple of tears, you're lying, and shut up.
I understand, but it was just like, holy crap. Because then like immediately the tonal whiplash of, "Goku, you're the best, you saved us."
She does have her, just a lot of, like,
the mood swing was crazy.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I just wrote down was like, the crew being so freaking funny. Like the trio, there's just more trio jokes. Like they get the balls back and they're like, "Pilaf, you counted wrong."
Yeah, Pilaf's like,
"What?"
we're gonna get a wish. They're like, "No, Pilaf, we're still missing one."
Yeah, and he's like, "Wait, let me count 7. I see the 7, the 6, the 5.
The three, the two.
Oh,
Here's the one, and I have the one. There's one missing.
Yeah. Just so silly. And then he's like ready to destroy them, but he's like, "Oh look, they're bringing them to us.
Yeah.
So no big deal."
And then
set
like
up the traps.
Yeah, they set up the traps in the whatever the basement hall is.
This
basically
it feels
a
like this
creepy
the entire mansion is just filled with traps, except for his like
where he
lookout
lives.
post.
Yeah. Except for probably like 200 square feet of like a New York apartment that he lives in.
Yeah.
Which is a joke. He lives very luxuriously, but like.
Yeah, he kind of feels like he's got his place set up like a Egyptian pyramid.
I mean, it definitely. I mean, it feels like it's probably been like influenced by those.
Yeah, where
just by the shape, because it is a pyramid.
Yeah, filled with booby traps all over the place. Then when they first open it, there's like 1,000,000 bats that fly out. That gives us our first Yamcha Bulma little like shipping part where she runs to him, but then he just smacks her away.
He pushes her away,
and she's like, "What'd you do that for?" He's like,
I thought you were bad. I thought you were
bad. Yeah. And then the next trap started, and it was literally the rocks start moving and trying to crash.
Yeah, like the
into them.
like wall pillars from the walls, the floors, and I think even the ceiling start like trying to stab people.
Yeah.
And Yamcha saves Bulma.
And,
Goku technically saves Yamcha.
Yeah, Goku kind of saves everyone by the end. Yeah, like Yamcha saves Bulma first.
I think the only one who didn't need a save was
Puar.
Was it Puar? I thought
Puar never really got saved. She kind of just.
I don't remember Oolong getting saved.
It was during the like freeze frame as he's cutting through all the blocks.
Yeah.
There's like one or two
yeah,
blocks because Goku just kind of breaks all of the blocks after that part. Like it's like he saves Yamcha.
And this is of course the trap that Pilaf complains about. I want to know the person who made that trap. And Maya's like, it was you.
And my biggest thoughts on this whole episode is just that like they are the best. They are all so freaking funny.
Everyone. I mean, everyone in the show. I don't think there's a single person in the show that hasn't had at least like one funny moment so far. And I think maybe in this episode. Like in this episode, I think everyone has like a moment where you get a chuckle. Like even Puar has a moment where like
she's like she's like
Yamcha, you gotta cool off.
Yeah.
In this episode.
Oh, that was last episode. That was last episode because that's during the whole like she has a pretty voice. pretty face. Why did I say pretty?
Like,
she's like,
in the mouth.
You need to calm down.
Yeah.
But in this one, the part that was funny was like after all of these rocks things are done, Bulma runs up to Yamcha and is like, "Oh my gosh, you saved me!" And then he has to run away, and Puar's like, "Breathe, breathe, breathe, stay with me." It's like, oh, you thought the Puss in Boots, the magic of the wish or whatever, like you thought it had a pretty good version of a panic attack. Puar did it
This
first.
one's fantastic.
Not really, but it was kind of funny.
I honestly think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's literally just a joke about how he's hyperventilating because a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
which again, for Yamcha's sake, please get that fixed.
Yeah.
Please.
What is going on with you, man? You need help.
What happened to you in your past?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
This is like generational trauma.
Let's sit down and psychoanalyze Yamcha. Why is he so adverse to women?
I guess he's not drunk.
Does he never had a mom in his life?
You never have like a strong female figure to like look up to. Maybe. I mean, he seems like someone who's probably raised by a bunch of dudes.
It also seems like maybe he wasn't raised by anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just like on the street. But
someone dropped him off at the orphanage. They're like, we don't even want you.
Yeah. We found this kid wandering the streets, and we don't want this kid.
It's like, well, we'll get you to like the ability to run around in a back alley, but we're kicking you out after that because you kind of suck.
Yeah.
You smell bad or something. To kick him out.
But then they do catch him at the end of the episode, leaving us on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, they do catch
the
them
next two episodes.
In like a dead end.
Yeah, they watch
because they dumbly follow the arrows.
Yeah, there's these
like
arrows
what I'll say about the arrows is like on the one hand, it's Pilaf's castle, so I wouldn't put it past Pilaf to dumbly put arrows to the exit of the maze.
Yeah,
with all the traps.
I got lost.
I got lost one time.
I have to find my way
on
out.
the other side, if you're in a maze of traps and you don't know the intelligence of the person that has made this maze of traps, maybe don't follow the arrows.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you learn that they're so stupid, the arrows actually were the correct answer, fair play.
Yeah.
But you didn't fall for a very obvious, probable trap. But of course, Goku's the one who finds them, and no one's going to argue with Goku, so everyone follows Goku.
Yeah.
Down the arrow path.
Yeah. And so we've kind of wrapped up all of my notes. Do you have any final thoughts before we get into best part, worst part? Anything we didn't touch on that you want to touch on?
I mean, I will give Yamcha credit in episode 10. I kind of wrote that down. Whereas, like, he's actually trying to face his fears purely because he wants the Dragon Balls, which I believe his wish is to get rid of his fear of women.
Yes, that has been Yamcha's wish for the whole time, is that I want to wish away.
I want to stop being scared. And I'm like, maybe you should just like face your fears. Maybe I feel like it's something you can get over with time, especially being around Bulma, because apparently she activates it like no man's business.
But I mean, what's the fun in working through a
What's
problem?
the fun in getting a girlfriend and working through a problem?
Yeah.
When you can just collect a bunch of mystical items and use your one wish for all eternity to not be scared of pretty women anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Why
the same
work?
thing of like, why work to get a boyfriend when I can just make one of my own with a wish?
Yeah, it's like, why work when magic exists?
Yeah, exactly.
But that was kind of your final note?
Yeah, that was I will admit, I was starting to get real sleepy during episode 10, so I did not make as many notes because I was trying to hone in, focus all my attention on the episode, so I didn't pass out.
No, you're good,
So, I got about 3 notes for the episode 10, and I got about at least triple that for episode 9, that we've already touched on as we walked through it.
So then I guess the next part would just be to get into worst part and best part.
Yeah.
What was your worst part of the 2 episodes?
Worst part. It's tough because like there's solid episodes enough that like there's not a lot of bad parts. Like it's kind of like someone's got to win it by default, but it's one of those like yeah, you weren't as funny or as enjoyable as the other parts. I mean, it's tough. I don't really necessarily know if I have one.
Yeah, I mean, if I have to pick one, the one I would pick is that I don't like the stereotypical French voice that they used for one of the goons. They had a memorable voice for one of them, and then just like whatever voice.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
But it might as well be, especially when you're comparing it to like a masterclass of voice acting that they have for a random side character too, like.
Which, by the way, I feel like I know that voice.
Yeah, that voice stood out to both of us. But
so it's like I can't put my finger on who you are, but like there's a guarantee I've heard you in many other shows.
Yeah, for sure.
But we didn't look it up because.
Yeah, I could, but we didn't think about it until just now because I didn't even think you were gonna bring it up. But yeah.
But and then I guess for me, it probably is also from episode 9 if I have to pick one, and it is a little bit of like the stereotype isn't overly done for like the Islamic community
or,
city,
like Islamic, Indian, whatever you want to use.
That the Middle Eastern community, but it is kind of crappy. Just like they use their fear of showing skin as like a trap of why they're scared of her.
Yeah.
In the episode, until you find out that it's because they get bullied by a bunch of rabbit ear wearing idiots.
It is kind of like stereotype subversion.
Yeah.
Because you think the stereotype is, oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
She's showing skin.
Yeah. And it's like, no, it's just because there's actual like a bunny rabbit game.
Yeah.
But I understand, like.
But like, it's not like honestly, it's not even really like of all the stereotypes that like all the badness of that stereotype could be of.
Yeah.
It's not done bad, but it's also because you're not focused on the citizens. You're focused on why they're scared and who they're scared of, more than what they're doing with their lives.
Yeah, I get that. And so like these episodes really didn't have a
there was not a standout low moment. There wasn't a whole lot of like pervertedness in these episodes. There was like one-off jokes. I mean, obviously there's they say piggy like in episode 10. Where like he gets diarrhea, but I mean it's one of those things where like it's so off screen.
Yeah.
You can't really. It's like it's not a terrible moment.
And out of the times that they've done the piggy thing, This one didn't last as long.
Yeah,
as
it was
last
like maybe 10, 15 seconds, and
I
then you
wouldn't
move
even
on
say
to
that.
the
I
next
think it was
scene.
5.
Yeah.
It's like the piggy happens. He parks the car, runs out,
makes a
comes
joke,
back in.
makes a joke about pooping himself all the time.
Yeah, basically like maybe we should change the weird. Maybe I hope this boyfriend comes with a diaper.
Comes with diapers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
But best part. What about best part?
Best part. There's a couple. There's a couple in the running. Obviously, the fight with the rabbit, like with the carrot and everything. That's fun. Putting them on the moon, hilarious. But I think we know what the winner is.
Yeah.
It's turning the radar on and finding the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that was gonna. If you didn't use it, that was going to be.
I might have started a fight.
Yeah, if you didn't use it, I was gonna use it. But since I'll let you take that one, I will say that like my favorite part outside of that one, because obviously that one was great.
You can share one.
Well, I'm trying to highlight multiple things and everything. I'll say in episode 9, it's probably the fight. The final fight with the bunny.
As I said, that was my honorable mention.
But my second honorable mention, not counting that one, I'll count that one as my favorite.
Yeah.
But one more that I think we need to bring a little bit of light to is like that plan that Pilaf and May and Shu had was
Great
actually
plan.
competent.
Yeah, it's like the first real time where you're like, oh, actually these guys have something about them where.
Yeah.
When they're not being slapstick comedy trio,
yeah, it's
they
like
can actually accomplish
we're building
stuff.
up to a big like climax of this saga.
Yeah.
And so we gotta like actually do something. So our enemies have to look a little formidable
Have
now.
to be confident. So yeah, it's definitely like there's a lot more like standouty good moments in these episodes than there are bad moments, which is good. You want to look when we do this. We want to have the ability to be like. It's hard to choose a bad moment, and it's like easily hard to choose a good moment.
Yeah.
Whereas like we don't want the
middle of the
opposite,
road.
where it's like, oh man, it's so hard to choose a bad moment because it sucks, and it's so hard to choose a good moment because like there's not a lot of good.
Yeah, you would rather be inverted. Yeah. Even though I will take 2 absolute crap episodes over like 2 just complete mid episodes where it's like I can't think of a bad thing or a good thing.
But even in like a mid episode, it's like you deal with it. Maybe we got unlucky and we ended up the 2 episodes of that podcast are filler and we only get to talk for 20 minutes because there's nothing really going on.
Yeah, but I would prefer it to be more like that. Where I would honestly prefer more. A bad episode,
like a controversial episode.
An episode we just get to roast the crap out of
like
over like it was whatever. You could probably skip these 2 episodes, and in that case, go ahead and skip this episode. But I would prefer like either completely like 2 good episodes or absolute
give us some talking points.
Give us something to talk about.
For the podcast, we want something to talk about, but like for entertainment value. It's great when you get 2 decent enough episodes where you're not sitting there like this just makes me question if I want to commit to the rest of this series type episodes. Those episodes can be fun though because then you get a roast. We get a roast Roshi for being just a creepy old man. Yeah,
I told Jesse this off mic, but so I'm the one kind of running our TikTok, and ever since we posted the like little clip of the Roshi like being like Roshi's an awful character. He's so fun, but it sucks so bad to like him because he sucks so bad in the beginning.
Like if you honestly again getting to Roshi, not trying to get off off context.
Let me finish this and then you can come to it. Ever since I posted that little clip on TikTok, all that I've been getting through my TikTok algorithm on the podcast like home screen, it's just like Roshi fan edits of him doing the coolest stuff ever.
Like in later episodes.
Yeah. I even got one where the whole him going super ripped in the episode we watched just a minute ago, and like blowing away the whole mountain.
Yeah.
But what was your thing about Roshi?
I mean, my thing about Roshi is like if they just like dialed back like 20%.
Yeah.
He would be so easy to love.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact of like he is exactly what every anime like fan tends to hate about certain shows that they watch.
Yeah.
Whereas like he's that character, he's a reoccurring character that everyone's just like when he's on screen, it's a coin flip, and it's not in your favor whether he's going to going to do something good or do something that makes you want to turn the episode off or skip 10 seconds and not have to see him again.
Yeah. So I think that was kind of our last talking point for this episode.
Yeah.
I'm moving into just like our closing stuff. I'll say a big thank you. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, but our art changed. That was looks so great.
I love it. Awesome.
I commissioned an artist that I found on Twitter actually, and then found his art page on Instagram and went and commissioned new podcast art from him. His name is Tenshi. I'm gonna have him put into the the info on every episode so that you guys can go check out his artwork.
Justifies it. Yeah. If first of all, pay your artist. Do not do AI art. AI art is a cop out. It's awful.
Yeah.
That's all I will say. I could rant about that for 20 minutes.
Yeah, especially when you look at like hand drawn art, like
dude,
what our new pages.
It feels like
I literally
the human element of art is why you love it.
And commissioning art, like it wasn't even that expensive.
Yeah, help smaller artists. Like even if you only have $20, there's probably someone out there who can do a good job for $20.
Yeah,
and they're only charging $20 because that's all they think that they can afford to charge to get people to come out because they don't have a large following. Yeah. Go out and find someone to do art for you. Even if you're like, I hate art, I don't want to put the time into it. Don't AI it. Go out. Give someone $10. Let them do some work. Let them get practice because the more practice they get, the more confidence and the more successful they can be.
And I suck at art. Like, don't get me wrong, I suck at art.
We both are not great at art.
Like, I have my things that I'm artistic about, but art is not one of the artistic things I do. I'm pretty good at writing. I'm pretty good at creating songs and stuff, but art is not one of them. But Tenshi, on the other hand, great artist.
Did a great job.
I found him actually last year before this podcast was even a thought for me, because a YouTube channel I watch, which I will go ahead and say here, is Comic Pop. They do a weekly show about comic books every week, like where they read a story for you, do some jokes and stuff. But Tenshi had decided for free to post like a version of their podcast or of their show, with whatever comic book characters were showing up in that episode on their couch that they sat on and as they talk. And so for every week that they did it, he went in and made an art for them, custom, of all of like the new characters and stuff, or the comic book characters that were in the show. Which I just thought, I was like looking at it, I was like, this is really good. And then I saw a thing on Twitter where he was like, commissions are open, and I was like, this is a good time to jump in. And so I was able to give him basically exactly what I wanted, and he was able to bring exactly what I wanted to life, and it looks amazing.
It looks great. I love it. I'm so excited to actually get, not trying to insult what we used to have, but it was very simplistic. I think we had wanted to commission someone, but the commission fell through originally.
Yeah.
Because you were trying to do like a friend.
I have a friend of mine who does commission art, but they never reached back out to me.
They didn't get to it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I guess you just kind of happened to see that, and it was an opportunity, one of those opportunities you can't pass up.
Yeah, because for me, it was like, I'm not good at art. I found a template online. I was like, okay, I'll borrow this template. It was the most basic thing. It's like a microphone with headphones on top of it, with our name over top of it, and then the
classic
colors
podcast look.
Yeah, and in the colors of Dragon Ball. But I was able to finally change our art to something that stands out a little bit more, and
which I think
great.
will be awesome. I think I'm not trying to be conceited or anything, but I do think the new art will get people's attention more than just microphone with generic Dragon Ball colors
and saying, hey, we're talking about Dragon Ball. This is like, whoa, what are these guys up to?
Do?
Yeah. Which I mean is like
the power of great art.
Obviously, it's Dragon Ball. Like, obviously, if you look at our art, it's obviously that it's a Dragon Ball thing. But it's like, what's up with this? This looks cool.
What's great is it's a Dragon Ball thing we're probably not going to see for a very long time.
I will not tell you how many episodes we have until we get there.
It's one of the things I know exists, which is going Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long before we see that.
Yeah.
My guess, my initial guess would be Probably not in any of these next 150 some odd episodes.
We've
It's probably not.
We've only got 141 episodes left of this show.
Not in the next 141 episodes of this show. And probably not for a couple episodes in the next series, which I believe is Z, right?
Yeah, we go to Z after Dragon Ball.
So, but I know it's in Z. I know it shows up there.
All right. So I have a question for you, Jesse. I'm looking at the episode list, and the end of this group of episodes that deal with Pilaf ends in 3 episodes. Do you want to watch 2 episodes and then the ending episode of the saga moving into the next saga, or do you want to watch for our next episode 3 and put them all into one?
I think we should set a precedent that if we get in a situation like this, where we cannot cleanly, by watching 2 episodes, end the saga, we should finish the saga, not with a singular episode.
Okay.
So I think we should put all 3 episodes in the same podcast. It will make the podcast episode longer, which I know there are some people out there that I know personally who are like, I want all of the content. I want to just listen because they want to put it on while they're working because they do a work where they can just.
We're
put a
totally
podcast
fine
in.
with that too.
That's awesome. Do that. Even for background noise, it's something. As long as you're enjoying it. But
okay, so
I think we should put the entire rest of the saga.
I was of 2 parts of mind on it. I was we could do that, or we could leave on a cliffhanger and build into the next saga.
It feels wrong to not, because it would feel weird to have the 2 episode, and then have the next episode be the ending of a saga and the beginning of a saga. It's like I want to be able to get 2 episodes to begin a saga.
Okay,
and keep it going that way.
I'm fine with it. That was my second thought in mind. So I'm fine. I'm fine with either way. I was just leaving it to you.
I'm definitely down for an extended episode of watching shows and recording a podcast.
Yeah. And so then that means that next week our episodes will be episode 11, 12, and 13, which is The Penalty is Pinball, A Wish to the Eternal Dragon, and The Legend of Goku are the name of the 3. I don't feel like those were very spoilery.
They're not spoilers. I mean,
we knew that there was going to be a wish.
Yeah, so. We knew a wish was coming. All 7 Dragon Balls are at a location. Unless something seriously goes wrong, someone is getting it off.
Yeah.
Who that may be? Well, I guess we'll have to tune in next week to find out. But
yeah. So thank you guys for listening. Remember, all of our stuff is either Becoming Saiyans Pod or Becoming Saiyans, or like just at Becoming Saiyans on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Our email is Becoming Saiyans. I think Becoming Saiyans Pod at Gmail. Yeah, it's just Becoming Saiyans at gmail.com. Reach out to us there. Hope you guys like it. We'll continue to pump it out.
Yeah. Oh, also, I guess we should say stat. We got an update on our stats.
Yeah.
We are 48th in the last 30 days for podcast in the anime and manga section.
In America,
In America for what, Apple Podcasts?
For Apple Podcasts, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one
cool.
of those like crazy stats where you got to read all of the prerequisites, but we are in the top 50 in something. And so the more we get, the more we can move up those charts, and the more people will get.
Let's go for 40.
Yeah, let's go top 40 instead of top 50 next. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully you'll come back and hear what we got to say next. I've been Truman,
and I've been Jesse,
and until next week, the journey continues.